produced on Shadow Realm, which is people for the sort of controlling spell.
Just right click off and get into range for my Veil of Discord, whereas most of the teams that we were seeing in Indonesia were like, here, have a hero that can provide a disengaging ultimate and forces every single member caught inside of a pretty large AoE to get terrorized and feared way the hell out. Yeah. But I mean, terrorize, no matter what, is going to be very valuable this game. Luna does not have great range. Sand King initiation automatically means that he gets into the fight, and Omni Knight also, if he gets feared, not only is he out of position for Guardian Angel, but he's disabled the entire time, so he can't cast Repel, can't cast Purification.
I feel like you have to ban Terrorblade here. As much magic damage as they have, it's too scary going as a Luna into that reflection. I don't know.
Dude, he's going to have to deal with Null Field getting reflected, Degen Aura getting reflected, and Glaives getting reflected, and Lunar Blessing, obviously. So yeah, I really hope that they... I mean, I don't know how much VEGA Squadron play Terrorblade, but Terrorblade's like such a good pick here.
Yeah, and I mean, again, magic damage, it trumps Terrorblade, but I don't know. OD is going to be the ban out, so they don't have a secondary save. They're going to go for a DK instead, so they want to go more tanky big pushers.
Okay. Someone needs to get a Blink Dagger, either Death Prophet or DK.
They've been picking multiple Blink Daggers on Death Prophets, on like some of the offlanes. Probably won't see it on Night Stalker, but yeah. I would definitely not be surprised by them taking a blink on DP again.
Because if they go for this, then... So, like, DK and Terrorblade both push, but in very different ways. Like, they're also both cooldown dependent, but it's still different in the sense that DK does not need protection. And the amount of heroes that VEGA Squadron have that are good at providing protection, I thought that you can go for something greedy like a Terrorblade, but this is a little bit... I would almost say harder to execute than picking the Terrorblade, but again, like, Terrorblade is a hero that needs to be practiced, and if VEGA Squadron don't run it frequently, then I wouldn't want to force them into it, and DK is a hero that you can't screw up DK no matter what. Undershock picks it.
Interesting, as it looks like...
Oh wait, Undershock's their mid player.
Yeah, so they're going to be running that.
Okay.
Yeah, Polytimos is... that's the switch up, is that it's going to be DP safe lane. So cool stuff. I want to see how the Dark Willow Night Stalker goes. It looked real good in their other series, but then again, it was also against an opponent that I think was struggling in Gambit.
Yeah. To an extent. I mean, it's a strong laner against a DK. DK is not going to threaten Pugna at all, and Pugna... Like, if you don't have a good roamer, and if you don't have a good mid-core, then Pugna gets away with a lot more than he should in the laning phase. And so, again, like, someone really needs to build a Blink Dagger on VEGA Squadron. Really, they should build both. Like, DK and Death Prophet should both build it, because Luna not going to be able to deal with people jumping on her. Pugna definitely cannot deal with people jumping on him. So... assuming that Na'Vi can manage to stay back, then they're going to be in pretty good shape. But given game one, I don't think VEGA Squadron's ever interested in staying back.
Yeah, this is the type of run at you thing. It was interesting in the other game that we saw from Blizzy. He didn't end up doing that much during the first nighttime. He actually just tried to farm into his next item, and then the second nighttime they went crazy and they just like won the game basically off of that. So we'll see if that's sort of the timing that he wants to go for, if he wants to use the night phase to dominate his lane, or how they want to play that all out. As bottom lane, VEGA going to be moving here, and it looks like they want to dodge, sending Crystallized top.
The General is going to be once again left to fend for himself, although this lane will be comparatively easier versus that lane that he had to face in game one. Not as much burst damage, so he should be able to repel off any Maledict plays, but we'll see how VEGA want to react. They have a lot of options with the way they want to lane this. I'd say the biggest priority is just making sure that Sand King does not really bother the DK. But since it's Lil Sand King and not General Sand King, then I guess with it being more roam oriented, I guess you're not even worried about that lane matchup.
Yeah. CP alone bottom here, as VEGA are going to try and pull the creep wave at the start. This is what they've been doing with Zayak pretty consistently, is you send him down here, he pulls the creep wave over to make sure that you get a double wave pushing into the tower, and then afterwards, Shadow Realm TP.
First step completed.
Slayer looking for a courier snipe. There's a salve on it, and it's going to start making its way out here.
There are more dire heroes on the Radiant side of the map than there are on their own side of the map.
Yeah, it's a little crazy right here. And they're holding this courier for a moment until that Witch Doctor shows. Heads up.
I think it's until Willow shows, because with Willow Shadow Realm, the right click should go long enough that at least you can get one attack off. But I mean, Willow's done her job. She didn't even need a TP because no one challenged her, so she's just going to show up to the spot lane and Witch Doctor patiently waiting in the shadows.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Zayak continuing to just right-click General away here, and now the courier going to come on out, and Witch Doctor will be rewarded with a quick kill.
Ooh. Well played.
It does reveal that there's a ward there, but not really the worst thing in the world.
Okay.
Also, Dendi. He's like, he kind of needs that salve a little bit. There's a lot of pressure being put on here by Undershock.
Yeah, Undershock was creating that pressure so that Dendi would feel obligated to send out the salve. And then now he's just like, wait, he doesn't have the courier anymore. I can just keep adding the pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, bottom lane now. They're continuing to try and deal with this heavy creep wave that's coming. It means that Ultimos is going to have a very nice time for himself.
Witch Doctor sliced.
In it.
Lil was being very quiet, hadn't shown himself, so Witch Doctor stepped a little bit too far and gets burrow struck.
Yeah. Well, first kill of the game. Now, Dark Willow gonna go and try and pick up a couple bounty runes. We'll only get one of them, it looks like, as Invis rune is off there to the side. And maybe she tries to go down bottom and get something done with this. Still a tough kill, though, on General, who's already level 3.
Yeah, and she's so squishy that oftentimes she needs to be worried if General decides to be like, yeah, I'll trade hits with you, I don't really care.
Oh.
Blizzy's not having a great lane, but I'm mostly okay with that. You had mentioned, like, so what is the plan for the Knights, for this VEGA Squadron team? I would be okay with Blizzy actually, like, farming for quite a bit of these Knights, now General gets cursed.
Yeah, Cursed Crown. Lots of damage coming in with the Spirit Siphon. They have a Crypt Storm as well, but only level 1. Yeah, they're not going to go for it anymore. Meanwhile, top lane, they're able to pull back 1, and that is going to be Slayer going down again. So a second kill there for Na'Vi on that Witch Doctor.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're playing so aggressive, because really Lil has nothing better to do. Undershock is not an easy gank, especially with Dendi not having a courier, which has now respawned, but still. In bot lane, like, I mean, you already have the Willow and Death Prophet down here as now General getting kind of low BS Purification. So, you know, Lil can't really do anything in the bot lane either, and yet the Witch Doctor keeps kind of overstepping his bounds, expecting the Sand King to be somewhere else, and that just has not been happening.
Yeah. And Sand King, again, going to make that rotation over. Blizzy needs to be careful. It's almost nighttime, but right before that comes around, the Burrow Strike's going to be there. Pull him back again. The casks are bouncing. Blizzy 1 charges might be enough to keep him alive here, actually. So they do manage to survive through that, but now it might end up being the Witch Doctor's in trouble. And in fact, if Blizzy's not careful, he could end up going down as well. They're diving in for this one. Nowhere left to go. They take down both.
Well, it is nighttime now.
Yeah.
But it's too late.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, VEGA Squadron just keeps throwing bodies into this, and Lil, like, toys with the idea, is like, I'll steal bounty rune, and he's like, wait, they're out of position again. I can go for another kill. And that's happened like 3 times now.
So, as far as the top lane is concerned, certainly hurting for Blizzy. You can at least say that for DK is kind of just destroying the Pugna, and this rotation in towards mid, it already used it. So that's Pugna getting away, but still DK is winning that lane pretty handedly, and also DP is winning the lane slightly against General as well.
Yeah, we'll see what Zayats wants to do, because I think he's the one who's coming coming out the worst in most of these exchanges. I mean, aside from the top lane, because he's only level 2.5. He has not really been able to find the kind of side lane pull that he was getting on the Train Protector to help him recover levels. And he's not really harassing General. Like you said, General is keeping up the pace for being a hard laner, and this is the kind of weird spot that I always see these Shadow Realm mechs going. I mean, like, General hasn't even cared about getting Repel.
Yeah. I mean, Zayek is only level 2 right now. It's just kind of the other problem that they really have. And Lil chasing, looking for a burrow here. He's getting fast with those Tranquils. Not going to be able to get into range, though. But yeah, this is a lack of a kill onto General is not the greatest in the world.
And Blizzy has to go back to taking over the lane. If you leave the Witch Doctor there, then Luna can probably just solo Witch Doctor, so it's up to Nightstalker to stay up here, and as a result, this first night will mostly go to waste, but again, like, I'm okay with that, as long as Blizzy continues to farm, and he is going for a Spirit Vessel, which I was going to mention. Spirit Vessel is incredibly valuable this game. Against Pugna, against Omni Knight, being able to reduce the HP regen that both those heroes get is invaluable.
Mid lane, Undershock takes a lot of damage there from Dendy's Life Drain, and as we see the rotation coming in, and well, the Cursed Crown hits onto 2. They throw out 1. Burrow Strike from the low ground doesn't come out as Willow is just a little too far away. They do have a TP available on Willow, though it does feel like that's not going to happen in time. And 5-0 start. Navi coming out the gate swinging.
Man, I'm disappointed. I was hoping Dendy would, for a maximum efficiency play, the Purification should have been put onto Dendy, so he heals him and kills the Willow.
Oh.
That's the kind of satisfaction I'm looking for. Telekinesis top lane, Undershock. Dragon form times out, so they're not going to be able to catch this Luna, I don't think.
Oh, they're flying. They're looking. Want to get her. There it is. Body block from Blizzy. And that'll be enough to get the kill. So, VEGA Squadron get on the board, and it's a nice kill for them, too, taking down Crystallize.
Yeah, and Zayats gets the lane only temporarily, though, as now Bramble Maze is put.
Oh my god, and Exorcism comes out as well. Dendy in a ton of trouble. He is going to be able to stay alive for a moment, but only a moment, as they do take him down, and now going to be using this Exorcism to deal some damage to that tier 1 tower.
I like how the idea is that Dragon form is used and it times out, and you're like, well, I guess they can't push anymore. And then Palantimos is like, it's all good. I'll use my ult also. We're going to do damage to this mid tower, but not very much. It was mainly just to get the kill on Pugna, and they did that successfully. But guess what?
Undershot.
Dragon form's up again.
General's gonna get stunned there. They're bringing in the Sand King, though. The rest of VEGA moving into position. Repel is out already. 4 heroes here, but the 2 from Na'Vi, as well as the other rotations, might be enough to force them back. That throws down the Bramble Maze.
Cool.
And another Dragon form, not really used all that effectively.
Well, he's going to bot lane, so maybe he'll be able to push that. Crystallize is not farmed enough to go up against this DK quite yet, and since everyone on Na'Vi just TP'd top to help defend that tower, Crystallize is just gonna have to retreat.
And so that is, again, net worth lead for the Dragonite and the DP. If you're playing this game right now as VEGA Squadron, like, what's the big goal? Because you're moving around the map, they're finding some little chip damage here and there. But how do they win this game? What's like the key to their victory?
The key for Navi's successes have always been Crystallize. Consistently, as now Slayer in the top lane, he's going to go down to this support rotation. Right.
I think so.
Bonk. Crystallize has time and time again proven to be able to farm under ridiculous circumstances, and so the idea that VEGA Squadron have is keep eyes on the Ancients to make sure that Crystallize doesn't get any easy stacks, and make sure you send your most farmed hero to whatever lane he's farming in. It's now top lane. And Cursed Crown comes out, Zayat's Realms, and TPs.
Okay, so make sure that you're shutting down that new Luna's farm whenever possible.
Correct. Which, right now, I guess they're waiting for nighttime, but it's not like Crystallize is getting very much done. He's 1v1ing against Nightstalker and not even feeling confident about it.
No. You get the deny there, always nice. But a couple heroes back by the base. It's going to be a smoke play from Dark Willow, Undershock, and the Witch Doctor's mid lane. Putting a lot of pressure on. They're trying to force a rotation here. They're seeing if they can get anybody in. They just blow them the hell up. But it is going to be Witch Doctor making that rotation in. So I think that they were hoping to force a rotation and then go bottom. Unfortunately, that doesn't work out. And now instead, they're going to have to go mid and go for a stun here from Slayer onto Lil. The cast is going to bounce. Unfortunately, it does not go over for Dendy. They will be able to find one, but that looks like it's about the extent of it. And VEGA Squadron, it's not looking amazing for them.
We'll see what Death Prophet wants to go. She wants to go top? Okay, fine. I think that they need to start taking some towers, because part of the goal of shutting down Luna involves reducing the amount of area that she can farm. Like right now, she's farming this area, and if there was no tier 1 tower here, she would not be here. And instead, Darkness is popped, but it's too late. Lil is already in the bottom.
The epicenter, let's turn around and don't even need the...
Like everyone on VEGA Squadron's on their own mission. The Death Prophet in the mid lane, like she was originally setting up for the smoke cake rotation, but she went in like way earlier and she got killed. This time Darkness was popped, but Undershock wasn't even ready. He was TPing to that tower, and already the Night Stalker was going in deep. And so even if Lil wasn't there, even if Eclipse was on cooldown, the Night Stalker doesn't really accomplish much, and so a bunch of time being wasted, and Crystallize is laughing his way to the bank. It's now another move on mid.
Dendy's going to take a lot of magical damage there, and he is going to fall. Zayak now needing to get away as the Terrorize is going to come out. They force one Fear back on the Rubik. And looks like with that kill, they might be able to do something else here to this tower, as they do have an Exorcism available. Lil, only a level 4 Sand King.
Team does not want to blow Exorcism for this. I mean, they don't have a creep wave, but that means that Pugna's going to be up, and that means that once again you cannot take this mid tier 1.
Bottom lane, doing a lot of damage on him, Mr. Crystallize. He's dead. An easy rotation.
Well, at least he bought out. Nighttime gank from the Night Stalker. I mean, daytime gank from the Night Stalker. That's impressive, but Slayer... Wait, they didn't even have Death Ward. How the hell did they do that?
He was just low, and they maledict and then stunned.
Nice. For them. Exorcism bot lane.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's the rest of Na'Vi grouped together towards mid, and it looks like their call is going to be, all right, we're going to go top, as the tower has already dropped bottom. VEGA Squadron can get together to try and defend against this, but they're looking forward for this. 4 staff forward on to Lil as they've caught themselves Dark Willow's Shadow Realm away, and the TP out.
Wow. Well, at least they'll be able to take this tower. Exorcism was unfortunately used for that tier 1, but Dragon Form is still available. Shock makes the right move. He immediately heads over to mid, and they're okay trading 1 for 1. And he's not going to be able to take this fast enough to come back and defend, I don't think.
You're getting closer to a couple of these group up items as well. On the Night Stalker right now has the urn already, but also drums are going to be in the works. This is spooky. Lil. Now heading off to the side. Oh, the cast is going to bounce between the both of them. They got them both caught. This is going to be 2 kills. Taken down with ease.
There's a worst case scenario right there. Well, for Na'Vi at least. Amazing if you're VEGA Squadron and they take that tower. And don't continue to proceed, but they don't have Exorcism.
And just a really good decision right there as well. They'll wrap the Witch Doctor around from behind. Crystallize right now. It's going to run into some trouble. As he heads through this direction, Zayak going to look for the Bramble Maze in a second, it looks like, and able to catch now on to Crystallize. They have Bedlam. Going to start to deal a lot of damage to him. It's just a little ways away from it. Almost dead now, and the Terrorize is well appeared, but he managed to just barely get that shrine. Although now he's going to have to head back home, I think. Maybe. Purification is there.
But Na'Vi, I mean, VEGA Squadron aren't done. They still have this Night Stalker. They've still got nighttime for another 2 minutes. And they've got this ward that the Witch Doctor placed. We'll see if they want to contest this. They're not even trying to steal any experience. I guess Night Stalker is barely in experience range. Oh, Willow got it.
So the pressure instead is going to be up towards top, where VEGA Squadron, they don't want to get into a fight over there by where people can TP in between them and the shrine, and they're going to pressure the tier 1 top.
They've got good vision on it with this ward placed between the lane. Ideally they don't spend Exorcism for this, but they do, so never mind.
Maybe they can pressure a second.
DK? Oh, DK is off trying to get some kills. He's got a Shadow Blade.
LeBron Dota with an Invis rune. DK might be walking into the wrong neighborhood. He's gonna initiate onto Dendy. Lots of damage there. The rest of the heroes coming in as well. Dendy in trouble, but now they're able to steal this away. It's a lot. There's gonna be the turnaround though. And Dendy able to make that kill happen. Palatimos wanting to fight this, but with the Guardian Angel, it might be all too much, and they end up taking down one. Maybe gonna be able to take down another here. Bramble Maze down? No. So with Exorcism wearing off, VEGA lose 2.
That was an optimistic initiation from the DK. It was really well played by the Night Stalker. Immediately after that stun came out, Lil was crippling feared, couldn't get the Burrow Strike to interrupt DK's combination, but problem is Omni Knight was still there, so you can only silence one hero, unless your Death Prophet is there, but Death Prophet was busy exorcisming top lane, which didn't even manage to finish off that tier 1, so was not a unified effort, and Vega Squad ended up getting punished for it, but Palatimos does not die, and at least they ended up getting one of the kills on Na'Vi.
They're kind of trying to bait this out down bottom to see if they could get Na'Vi to move forward any further, but doesn't end up happening. The Witch Doctor is just standing off to the side. Now he ends up revealing himself in lane. 4 points up in Maledict means it could be a quick kill. If General's not careful, he does need to be aware of this.
I think you need the Night Stalker to silence, and Blizzy's off in the mid lane, so if Night Stalker's not there, then I don't think General's very concerned, especially with the Force stuff.
I mean,
although you do have a ground
terrorize. Oh, almost there.
Well, yeah. General still doesn't care.
General's crazy. I don't know what this guy's thinking.
Crazy. I mean, he's got his Rubik behind him, but like, I don't know if that's quite enough, but yeah. They're sticking around. Exorcism is up in 15 seconds.
This is pretty nuts. Curse Crown's gonna come out. Cast Repel. Now they're waiting. Rubik getting ran down
General
here.
Does not have a TP.
A lot of damage. I think he's just dead.
I think he has to use Guardian Angel. Oh, it's on cooldown.
That. All right, no, they're going to rotate in with Lil, and that makes it a little bit less palatable going forward. Yeah, Undershock shows up. There's going to be the stun. General's there. They spot them all out. They're going to be able to find him the buyback from the Rubik. And I don't know if this ends up looking okay for them. Undershock ends up taking down Lil with the DOT. So they buy back on the Rubik. They don't find the fight. They still end up losing the Sand King. It feels so chaotic from Na'Vi right now.
I mean, how much is a Rubik 1300 net worth buyback anyway, right?
I guess that's true.
7.11, baby.
Yeah.
No,
that's
but it's
fair.
it's not good. I will agree with you. I don't think there's any situation in which you buy back, don't get anything. You're like, whatever. Yeah. I don't really know why General was sticking around like for so long down there, especially without a TP scroll. Like if you have a TP, then whatever. You can repel, you can TP out. If your Rubik dies, that's just, you know, you want to make a farm omelet, you got to crack a few Rubiks, I guess. But there was nothing to gain from being that far up and having no way of getting out. And ideally, maybe their bait. I don't know if Lil's Blink Dagger was revealed before that happened. Oh man, is he gonna get? Oh, what a bait near this bot rune.
You see spot that one out. No, I didn't.
Oh man. So basically Undershock was sitting there with a Shadow Blade right next to a double damage rune, and Lil just moseys on over. He's like, oh sweet, double damage rune, and then bonked by the DK, double damage rune promptly taken, stunned out, killed.
That one hurts. That's pretty rough. Oh, going high ground though. Altimos gonna get pushed forward actually. Rubik steals the Spirit Siphon, and now on the other side, Dark Willow coming in. Needs to be careful about casting too many of these spells. She's starting to be brought down very low. And LeBron Dota, in spite of the fact that he dies, still manages to get that kill under Dark Willow. Now the rest of these heroes in the area, they blow up the DP. Slayer already used his cast, needs to back the heck out of here, but the crystallized Luna is chasing him down, and Slayer, nowhere left to go, is dead.
Willow was looking for Bedlam kills when she really should have just been looking to terrorize anyone who could have helped out that Rubik. And then Shadow Realm right click wasn't even used to finish off the Rubik, so Death Prophet had to go that much further to get that last right click off, and ended up, I mean, she may have died anyway, as we saw Lil with his Blink Dagger. He's got a lot of range of initiation, but a lot of things going Navi's way, and mainly just because Vega, oh, what the hell is okay, that's
dead Dark Willow.
I think that's I quite sure how to explain that one.
Oh, it's a rough one, that's for sure.
It is a rough one, my friend.
Undershock, stun. Not a bad way to make it work. The epicenter coming in as well, but it's only onto one. So BKB has been there, and Blizzy turns it back around. Lilith's going to die because of it. It looks like the rest will be able to get out from Na'Vi. 3,000 gold lead right now for those guys.
And if my graph math is correct, that was not the case 5 minutes ago, in which case they were not that down, but they were still down, and this is a huge lead. 10-second BKB spent by the DK as well. You already got the tier 3 tower in the top lane down to a quarter HP. A lot of things happened that probably should not have happened.
It still does feel like they need to play around this Undershock Shadow Blade, which unfortunately is going to be revealed right here.
Yeah, see, the other problem is because this net worth was in the way of structures, these supports got a lot of gold, which means that they can now afford a lot more detection. And so LeBron has a sentry on him. I'm sure that you'll probably see a gem come out fairly early on General this game, maybe after he gets this Lotus Orb to purge off all these ground targeted silences and targeted silences.
And big moment right here as Undershock's gonna walk out of the pit. They find him. There's gonna be the fear as well. He's stuck for a very long time. They're trying to bring him down. The decrep ends up actually costing him his life as they had too much magical damage and bursted the
Stolen Bramble.
Okay, not bad. And Dendi ends up taking down Zayak with not sure exactly what, just a little ulti there. Not even used, just the Nether Blast.
Yeah, Nether Blasted. Yeah, he was caught in the Bramble because that was stolen. No, they don't have Nether Ward, unfortunately. If they did, I think.
They steal Maledict, but it's going to end up still coming at the cost of, I think, of his life, as LeBron is going to get ran down here.
Probably kill him? Life
Thinking about it. All right.
Nice.
That's a bait and a half. Holy Toledo. In the meantime, though, the Manta Illusions of Luna able to take down a tier 3 tower. So while all that action is going on, they don't defend their base.
I'm telling you, Crystallize. It's all about Crystallize. You gotta know where he is at all times, because this man, no matter how grim things are looking, you just need to keep your eye and you'll see a mini-map dot and you'll be like, why is that dot all the way on the enemy side of the base? But he will find ways to breach your high ground when you least expect it. There was an extended fight near the Roche pit. Whole time Luna wasn't there, but that's okay for Na'Vi, because that is the way that they win games.
And Dendi now going back for a Dagon, just realizing we gotta blow these people up. A lot of magical damage and doubling down upon it, with Crystallize being that one to deal all the right click. Almost has his BKB completed now as well. It's going to be brought out to him. And
yeah, he can get away with this because Luna is off to build a BKB, and so pretty much all the repels will go straight onto Dendi. Otherwise, Dendi desperately would need a BKB, but if Crystallize has his own spell immunity, then, like I said, repel can be used exclusively on Pugna.
A Shadow Blade, but remembering that there was a sentry ward down there, Aftershock realizes he might just be walking into his own death. And so he's just going to go back, farm out this camp instead, and they're going to call it good. But it is kind of a little bit of an interesting moment still. Like, you can feel that Na'Vi is so much stronger. 6,000 net worth lead for them right now with all these bigger items coming out. But nonetheless, it's the Aegis on VEGA Squadron.
If they can do anything with it. On a DK, it's not necessarily the best hero, especially a DK with a BKB. And so, like, you don't want to have to use Dragon Form and your BKB, like, on the same life. But the problem is, if you're initiating, because you're the Shadow Blade hero, then you need to use one or the other. So it's an awkward situation for a DK to be in. I don't really know how much VEGA Squadron are interested in taking advantage of the Aegis. I think it may just be a denial Aegis, if anything else.
Well, yeah, and that's a nice part of it as well. It's like you have this incredibly strong timing from Na'Vi with like the BKB Manta on Luna, where if they had gotten that Aegis, they could potentially push. And now you buy yourself some time for VEGA.
Very true.
BKB is going to be there for DP in a little bit.
DK working his way to a heart as well, and so I wonder if anyone on, let's see, I always forget, what is the item hotkey where you pull up all the items?
They rechanged it. I think you have to rewind it to something else.
Dude, I was like, there's no way I'm this incompetent. I swear I've been able to pull it up. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm not going to figure it. Oh, wait, I can do it from the scoreboard. Okay, so I would like to see a Spirit Vessel on the side of Na'Vi as well. Blizzy hasn't completed his on the Night Stalker quite yet.
Dendy silenced, repelled, everything dropped for it though. They are going to try and make this work. It's a little bit scary. Nice blink away there as well. The silence and the fear onto Omni Knight, ends up stunning himself. 1 billion and 10 procs. Actually, now in the epicenter, he goes right into the ruin. Lil not able to get the stun off because of that. They are going to lose Blizzy, but now Crystallize, large in a charge, running forward, trying to take them all down. You still have the Eul Scepter on DP, hasn't popped her ulti, and it looks like with that, it's going to be the Aegis down. Lil looking for more, not able to find it.
Do they have the section?
They have a Sentry Ward down.
Yes, they do.
And that's a Burrow Strike kill. So again, a little bit of an awkward initiation. They get the GA off, which saves that Pugna, but they end up losing more and didn't have Exorcism going.
They bought a lot of time, and VEGA Squadron were like, well, they're just buying time because they think that this Pugna can get kills. But in reality, they were buying time because Lil was coming into the fight, Crystallize was coming into the fight, and LeBron were all coming into the fight. And Omni Knight gives up his life for the cause, but it is a worthy cause, as now this tier 3 will be claimed, second tier 3, and the racks to surely follow.
And they can go immediately bottom if they want to, or they can just back out, depending upon how they want to play this. Instead, they're going to go into the base. Diak almost ends up going down there, but is going to live. Scary for her to walk forward and try and use any type of control because of that ward. Should have killed her. Decrepit, and now back out as a team.
Yeah, I should have clicked on the fight recap because I'm sure that Nether Ward did so much damage. Everyone on VEGA Squadron were like, don't worry about it.
Bedlam. It forced the BKB out from Luna, and now Zayak in trouble. Gonna try and go for the Terrorize, but Crystallize just tears them apart. It forces the BKB.
Yeah, 9-second BKB. LeBron is going to actually get out just fine. Undershock looking desperately for something, but sees everyone shining up, realizes he cannot, and actually reveals himself on the high ground. That is pretty confident, but I guess they didn't expect Navi to have any ward vision there, and they did not.
Shadowblade back off cooldown in 2 seconds. They wanted to go into Crystallize, but it's a bit too late, and now walking forward, they're not going to be able to this move from Navi right now. They do get caught.
They're not even scared
by a scan.
Darkness is popped, and they're like, that's cool.
Wait, now the VEGA know about this though. They're walking through. It might actually be enough. It ends up wearing off though, and now Crystallize is going to turn and try and take him down. They immediately break that death ward. They got him to death, and now the Epi on to